Hey, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus is Donna from Tarot, and I'm going to do a hopefully quick live stream for you. Actually, you know what? I didn't put your banner up, but you know what? You know who you are. It's fine. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to fix the banner. We're going with it the way it is. I know you can hear. I'm just going to make sure the volume is up though. What if I could tell you, Aries? What if I could tell you, let you in on a secret that could totally change? Yeah, there it is. Totally change your relationship or your future relationships. Like completely revolutionize them for the better, and remove all the ick. Would you like that? Because I think I got something for you, and it's pretty freaking awesome. So about 5 days ago, I did a let me see. It's pretty free. Yeah, I did a video for you, and I consider it a total flop because I had it prepared out. Look at this. I made notes. I was all like detailed about it, tried to plan it out and be all like South Node and Virgo about it. I was going to have these decks, and the message I already kind of got the main message, and it was you're healing from an on again, off again situation that was draining. Also, you're releasing something into the world. That's interesting now that I said that. That's going to bring you a lot of happiness and stability, happily ever after vibes, shocking changes, good ones. Interesting because I redid the okay, you're going to hear meowing, and it's Kiki. She's old, she's grumpy, and she's going to knock the pet gate over and let us use it. Probably. So then the dogs are going to be in here. We're just going to ignore that. So, Aries, I am so glad I redid your reading. This is freaking awesome. Is anybody else here? All right. So, by the way, if I get, hopefully I'll see if somebody makes comments, because I'll be happy to answer any comments that you have. Okay, there it is. Because this is really, really cool. I did it totally different. I just used one deck, and I just kind of laid it out, started taking a look at the cards. And here is what I think a lot of Aries people are probably dealing with. It's probably not you, but if you're cross-watching for an Aries, then this might describe you. Possibly. Dealing with somebody who I would call an avoidant. It's an attachment style, and if you're not familiar with it, I would highly suggest going on YouTube and looking it up. But you're going to see a lot of videos vilifying people with avoidant attachment style. Attachment style is basically how you interact in a relationship or when you're dealing with other people, when you're relating, whether it's with friends, coworkers, lovers, whoever. Your attachment style usually has to do with your, like in love relationships. But there's avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, like the clingy person, the chaser is usually the anxious attachment, and they chase the avoidant. The avoidant panics and runs away. And so avoidant is it's a survival adaptation switched on in early childhood, and it's developed in childhood. It's not something that I see a reason to vilify. Now, narcissists can be avoidants, and if they are, then that's a little bit different. But not all avoidants are narcissists. So just because somebody is an avoidant doesn't mean they're a terrible person. It's just how they cope in life. But listen to this. This is, when I started your reading, it starts off with the Lover's card. The very first card out of the gate is the Lover's card. So, I mean, I could rattle off the cards to you, but basically what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a lover situation. There's been an offer of stability, like, someone's trying to offer something very stable. Someone runs away. There's disappointment, and there's actually a focus on somebody runs away because I think they've been disappointed in the past. So they're kind of hiding out and seeking answers, trying to like figure things out. But in the meantime, somebody else is feeling left out, kind of bored, like they're looking at the other person, or they're looking at this. Here's the person hiding out seeking answers. This other person is looking at him like, almost like, why won't you talk to me? Or, I'm bored over here. And it's a burden to them. So they focus in on they try to listen to their intuition. And all that happens in the process is all these worst case scenarios, because their mind goes to places where they just don't need to go. You know what? These nails, man, I'm about to, I complained about it 5 days ago, and I'm still having the same situations here. I'm going to pick up these cards. I'm also going to get rid of these acrylic nails because they're just a pain in the ass. Because I can't do shit with them. I just can't. So somebody here is trying to pay attention to their intuition, but then their mind goes to bad places, and they imagine the worst case scenario, and it ends up just making it a heartbreaking situation. It just makes things worse. So there's an offer of love, and someone is releasing something. I think what they're releasing is their views on what is fair. You get the Knight of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Six of Pentacles. So I think what they're releasing is their beliefs, old, outdated beliefs, maybe on what is fair and what, how to keep things fair and balanced. So there's communication that comes in very quickly, feels good. Then there's an ending and walking away. It gets a little muddy here, but so there's several different stories. It's going to resonate differently. If you know tarot, then you may know exactly what, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Empress card, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords in that order. I think if there is a third person involved, there are people who are petty. There's petty people out there, and someone might be happy that someone else is stressing out and losing sleep. Somebody may have lost a pregnancy. But there's a petty person. If that is the case, if there's a lost pregnancy, the petty person is happy that that's just awful. But anyway, we're not going to go there. But there's a focus on growth and working together. It stresses somebody out who sees they're happy, like they're seeing their, this person, they're stressing out over their wish, if that makes sense. So there's a feeling of being left out in the cold because somebody ran away. But here's the thing. I love this. There's a tower moment, but it's a good one. There's a tower moment that leads to a happily ever after, because this person over here, you'll know which one it is. Somebody sees the possibility of the happily ever after, so they're willing to put in some work. They're going to do some work, and it's to learn. And I'm thinking it's about this attachment style, but to learn something that makes them now have this knowledge that they can see things clearly now. They see the situation. They see things clearly. There's been a little bit of CIA or FBI work done here, a little sleuthing done. So somebody put the work in to learn something, and in doing so, they see things completely different. They see things very clearly. They see the full picture. They're able to get along with all kinds of different other people. So this video is mind-blowing. And when I watched this video and then I put the reading together, and I was like, holy crap, this is your situation, Aries. So there's a video. You can watch it. I highly recommend you do, whether you think you have the attachment style or the person you're dealing with is a avoidance run when things get tough, not because they're jerks, but because they don't trust other people to do things fairly. They think they have to handle everything on their own. So when there's a problem, when there's some kind of conflict, the avoidant person runs to try to handle it on their own. But the problem is, more often than not, they don't tell anybody. They just take off and they go silent. And you're like, what happened? So the video is called What Men with an Avoidant Attachment Style Need to Be Happy. And it's geared towards the men with this style. If the men that have this style, but it's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener for everybody. And it's not just men that have avoidance. It's mostly men. More men than women have avoidant attachment style. But you should, if you don't know about attachment styles, go to YouTube and look up attachment styles and learn about them. You'll very often find that you may be an anxious avoidant or an anxious attachment. You could be an anxious avoidant, but an anxious attachment. But the video, What Men with an Avoidant Attachment Style Need to Be Happy by Adam Lane Smith. It's about 24 minutes. It's freaking eye-opening. It is, and it doesn't vilify avoidance because they're not the bad guys or they're not the bad girls. If they're a narcissist, okay, they may be bad, but even then, those folks just need therapy to learn how to interact with other people, so they don't come off as the bad guy or bad girl. But like when you have avoidant attachment style, you more often than not have low oxytocin, which gives you like a mechanical feeling, low GABA, which gives you higher levels of stress, and cortisol. I forget what low vasopressin gives you, or low serotonin. I don't remember. But high dopamine. And what they need, like they can't trust. They can't trust people. They can't trust situations. They have very low trust. They're obsessed with fairness. When they reach conflict, they run and try to solve things on their own because they don't trust other people to play fair. They always feel like they're missing something. There's always something that feels like it's missing. And what it is, it's the bonding. It's the ability to bond with other people. So, and then this video, he talks about what they need is they need knowledge, skills, and experiences. And he talks about what types of knowledge, what types of skills, what types of experiences. And I have lint on my mouth. All right, so Aries. Where are we? We're 11 minutes in. Oh, and I'll do the all signs. If you're dealing with an Aries, if you're dealing with a Taurus, I meant to tell you that. I'll do that at the very end. But this is eye-opening and earth-shattering. This is a shocking, earth-shattering situation that will definitely bring you to your happily ever after with the person you're dealing with now or with future people. You gotta understand people's attachment style and don't vilify anybody because these attachment styles were created in childhood. The way that you were soothed or not soothed is how your attachment style is created. And then there's, secure attachment. Secure attachment probably won't be watching a YouTube tarot video because they're probably going to have relationships that run fairly smoothly. Maybe you'll be watching, but you may not be watching for your relationship stuff. You might be watching for your money stuff or whatever. But this is an eye-opener. So when you find yourself, if you, for example, find somebody ghosting you, when things get tough or stressed, or if the person starts feeling feelings, they start catching feelings and they ghost you, you may find yourself feeling burdened and try to listen to your intuition, but instead of your intuition kicking in, it's your mind overtakes and you go to all the worst case scenarios. And that causes you that's just heartbreaking. So I think you need to learn about avoidant attachment styles. And it's just attachment styles in general. I think this is going to be an eye opener, huge eye opener. And you know what? I haven't uploaded in a minute, so I'm not shocked that I have very few people watching right now. So, and on the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. So look at this. It's stressful, right? Arguments, miscommunication, it's stressful. It's stressful for both people. So I can tell you right now, I know of a situation. I know of a guy who I like. We're not dating. I like him. I know that, and his mom is in a assisted living facility. She's up there in age. I think she's 80 something. And I know that if he and I were dating, or anybody he dates, if something were to happen and he were to get a call that she had a stroke and she's in the hospital or a heart attack or something that sent her to the hospital, he would probably ghost everybody, go silent on everyone, and try to handle the situation himself and talk to the doctors and this and that and handle and control everything himself. I know that now. And so if I were in a relationship with him or anybody else who's an avoidant, I would know to just say, hey, I don't know why you're being quiet, but anything you need, you can let me know. I know you're probably not going to reach out to me, but if you could please just let me know you're okay and how much time you need to yourself. It's easy to assume that the person is ghosting you to mess with somebody else, and they might be. But more often than not, that's not the case. And avoidant isn't trying to ghost you to like mess around with somebody else. They're ghosting you because they're stressed out and they're panicking and they want to handle this situation on their own because they don't trust that anybody else can fix the situation. They got to be the hero. They are their own hero. So Aries, this is an eye opener. So let's do the all signs, and then I'm gonna put together the Taurus video. I don't know if this has resonated at all, if this has helped in any way, shape, or form. If this, just let me know if this makes any sense to you. Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to do the all signs now. If you are dealing with an Aries, a fellow Aries, but oh man, I'm so glad. I'm actually glad that reading was an absolute stinker because this makes so much more sense. Oh my Lord. Yeah, and look, is somebody going to come rushing in? I don't know. Are you going to come rushing into them? The person that I was dealing with, I'm sure they're an avoidant. I'm not gonna bug them or bother them or reach out to them. I already reached out to them the other day. We had a very healthy, clearing conversation. So I let them know that I'm just going to open up my options. So there's that. But and I have since that conversation, and very quickly was fruitful, very quickly. But we'll see how that pans out. So Aries, if you're dealing with a fellow Aries, what's the situation? Oh, and should I call it any of the signs? I could call it the signs here that showed up in this reading. You have Gemini, any of the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, Virgo, Cancer, Sagittarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Sag, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Capricorn, Gemini. I literally forgot for a second. Gemini, Pisces, Taurus again. This is both Aries and Scorpio. Pisces, Virgo, all the air signs. That's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then Aquarius here. So it starts off with Gemini and ends up with Aquarius. But if you're dealing with a fellow Aries, what is the situation? And then we'll do Taurus through Pisces. Hopefully this has made some sense. If you're late to this, all I got to say is go back and watch from the beginning because it could be very eye-opening. And I'm so glad your previous reading was a complete stinker because in redoing this, oh my God, it's so much better. It's so much mixed. This is a good reading, or at least for me it is. Hopefully this for you. All right, if you're dealing with an Aries, they're going to come to you. Well, I see travel and communication. So I feel like they may come to you. They travel to you to talk to you. They could show up at your door. Taurus, they are on the fence about things. I feel like for the Taurus, there's chapters ending and new chapters beginning. Yeah, they might be deciding that they're choosing to end it. I don't know. Are they choosing to end things? I'm not using those other cards, so I don't know. Well, they do feel left out in the cold, so there's that. Gemini. Okay, I'm not saying the Gemini is a player. I will say this though: they have a lot of enthusiasm for you. You make them very happy, like very happy, excited, super excited. Cancer is feeling disappointed, and they have a lot of love for you. Leo is, I always want to say depressed. They have a lot of passion for you, but it's like they're depressed and confused and they don't know which way to go. Virgo, interesting. What card comes out for the Virgo? The Virgo card, Hermit. Hermit, Four Pentacles. They're just kind of hiding out, seeking answers. And they're being a little bit stubborn. They're being a little bit immobile in some way, shape, or form. You'll know your situation. Libra feels like you two could have it all together and they want to commit to you. Okay. Scorpio wants to be single, feels like it's a disaster. Sagittarius feels like they could win with you, even though they're ignoring you. That makes no sense. Okay. So they want your attention. Are you ignoring them? Somebody wants attention. Somebody's putting themselves out there trying to get attention, and someone's ignoring. I don't know. So who's ignoring who? Capricorn wants to reunite. Kind of cold and chilly though. But if they weren't acting mature, like emotion, like not emotionally mature, if they weren't, well, maybe, but if they weren't acting mature before the Capricorn, their communication is going to be a lot more adult, like, let's just put it that way. Mature. Their mature communication is going to be more mature, and they're going to be honest, open. Aquarius, they're going to come rushing in to hold back. They're going to rush in to hold back. It's just, why would they got a lot of passion for you. Why would they rush in to hold back? And they feel like you're soulmates. I don't know. That's okay. Maybe it's just an air sign thing. Pisces, look at that. It's so, they're being dramatic, but at the same time, they want things to be fair. Are they fighting for fairness? Is that what Pisces is doing? They're fighting for fairness. Look, and here it is again on the bottom of this deck. And oh yeah, and I forgot to mention Aquarius with the Five of Swords too. Five of Swords again, Aquarius energy. So bickering, trying to win at all costs. What's going on here? So you know your own situation, but if you just jumped in and missed like the whole reading, go back and watch. It's an eye opener. Let me tell you. And all I have to say is, Adam Lane Smith, what men with an avoidant attachment style need to be happy, regardless of your gender, regardless of whether or not you think you're an avoidant or they are. It's an eye opener. So start from the beginning and watch. You'll be shocked. I'm like, holy crap! That video is phenomenal, phenomenal. All right. With that said, I don't see any questions. So with that said, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to close this out and then probably work on the Taurus reading. I don't know, whatever. But thank you, Aries. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I hope this has been helpful. All right. Thank you. Love you. And I'll see you in the next one.